If I want to be a serious photographer, you should narrow down your field, your specialty, because it's so notorious and dangerous,
Okay.
and make some shocking picture and make my name famous fast. In the beginning, honestly, I carried a monopod all the time. I can use it.
As a weapon.
Yeah.
Okay. But have you ever used it?
I think I'm like a postman. I take a picture of people, and next week I bring the print.
Hey there, welcome to my podcast Suarane Podcast. My name is Rane Hafid. I'm an Indonesian living in Bangkok, and this is my first English podcast for quite some time. Maybe over 2 to 3 years before I decided to then focus on my Indonesian podcast instead. Now, this particular episode is published both in English and Bahasa Indonesia, which you can find on my website suarane.org. It's suarane.org. This podcast is all about conversations. It's all about people's story from various walks of life because I love to talk, I love meeting new friends, and definitely I love to learn a lot from others. And hope you do too. So, my guest today is a photographer. It's a profession which I used to aspire to be and still love to do from time to time on my Instagram account. Well, okay, everybody does that now, so I don't think I can call myself a photographer, unlike my guest here.
My name is Yoonki Kim, born in Seoul in 1955, and educated there until and working until 1994. And then I moved here in Bangkok, from then on, Bangkok is my home.
My encounter with Yoonki was during his photo exhibition, which was organized by Sea Junction, a place where you can come and learn about many aspects of ASEAN, social, political, economic, arts, and stuffs. Now, Yoonki's photo exhibition was called Life Stories of Khlong Toey. And if you're listening to this episode before 22nd of July 2018, you still can catch it at Bangkok Arts and Cultural Center. That's where Sea Junction is located. But you can always see it online, so I'll tell you about it later. But first, let's start with Yoonki's story. Now, what interests me in Yoonki initially is his work. His photos features people in a particular area in Bangkok called 70 Rai. That's 70 RAI in a Khlong Toey area. And this place is well known as the biggest slum area in Bangkok. This is where Yoonki's story began. A story about a photographer. Yoonki Kim, as you would know from his name, was born and raised in South Korea, but then moved to Bangkok to work for a shipping company and eventually started his own company, a small company, he said. His first encounter with photography started in 1999 when he needed photo illustrations for his company website. Okay, this was in 1999. Digital photos already existed then, but quality was not as good. Buying rights to decent photo was the way to go, but not for Yoonki, who had just started his own small company.
It's too expensive, and I know how to take a picture. Even I don't do the photography so much, but I know how to do it.
Okay.
So from then I tried to learn technique how to make a JPG file and how to scan I studied some basic part of photography and detailing it over the websites. I traveled a lot of websites and I learned. So, and then I go to the Chinatown and bought one camera. That was Nikon FM2.
FM2.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I still use that.
You still use FM2? Okay.
And then I bought a color slide film and started taking picture.
Okay.
Yes, so I found it's a good fun.
And so, equipped with a decent camera, well, actually a good one. Nikon FM2 was one of the best in its days. Yoonki then found interest in flower photography, especially tropical flowers of Thailand. He started his own website called Tropical Garden, and with a lot of research and persistence, it turned out he's really good at it. How good? Listen to this.
At the time, Tropical Garden had around 10,000 hit every day. It was very popular because at the time, people didn't know how to make a good JPG file because at the time we used the 56K modem. So normal graphic file, image file is very big if it is good quality. So you should know how to make it small but still nice. I knew that technique.
You learned it by yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
My website was so popular. So many people visited, and I was invited to some organization about like a Slum Area organization. They make me as a member.
Whoa.
Yeah.
But then one day, I guess he's out of flowers to shoot, or maybe he grew tired of shooting flowers.
It's no exciting. It's always there.
You're out of flowers.
Yeah. And I start to take a picture of people at the market, and wow, it's more fun because they are moving and they are reacting.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was starting of my photography, and then there is some few photographic community in Korea. I get famous.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So 2004, I wrote a book for amateurs photographer.
Photography.
Yeah, because I'm only 4-year-old photographer, so I have a lot of things to say.
Okay.
So
This was published in Korea.
yeah,
Okay.
and it sold quite good. It's printed 3 times, and I sold 10,000 copies.
10,000 copies. That's amazing.
Now, Yoonki's interest in photography grew. Unsatisfied with what he has been doing, he started thinking of a quick way to make name in the world of photography.
I went to Europe with my pictures at the time, and found that if I want to be a serious photographer, you should narrow down your field, your specialty.
Okay.
So I like to take a picture of people.
Yeah.
So I decided to do something serious. So I tried to find some subject. That is one of that is Khlong Toey, but it is a bit scary. And
I can imagine.
another one is Chinatown, but Chinatown is far from my office.
Okay.
So I didn't like Khlong Toey so much. So it's too much scary and dangerous, and so many bad names about that.
Okay.
But the distance, physical distance, is the most.
It's closer to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's only 15 minutes from my office to reach to Khlong Toey, because I'm on the shipping business, close not far from the port.
I see.
Everything matched that way. So I decided to do this project, and because I thought it is best way to make my name fast, because it's so notorious and dangerous,
Okay.
and make some shocking picture and make my name famous fast.
And so, Khlong Toey it is. Initially, this was a place where labor workers stayed during the building of Bangkok port, but when the project completed, they decided to stay. And as time goes by, many people moved into the place known today as 70 Rai or 70 RAI. This place is known for a safe haven for various people, even immigrants from Cambodia, Laos, and even the Rohingya refugees. A place Yoonki would call home for poor people who have lost everything. But to most people, often it is known as a slum area with a tough life, drug traffickers, and high crimes. So, Yoonki approached a foundation run by a preacher who has worked in the slum area for over 40 years. Unfortunately, he got no response, which was something he can actually understand. You see, many photographers got into the area, work on their photo projects, but somehow it did not provide an objective view of the area and the lives of the people there. But yet, he somehow insisted in following the social workers working in the area despite their hesitation, because 70 Rai is quite a, let's just say, complicated area.
It's like a maze.
I see.
So even after more than 10 times, still I don't know anything. Yeah, it was tough. And yeah, I keep on pushing, and it took months to know a little bit about the slum. Yeah.
So how did you manage to get the trust of the people? Because as you mentioned, these people in Khlong Toey, they don't trust strangers.
Yeah.
They don't easily trust strangers.
You're right.
So how did you manage to get their trust?
Time did it.
Okay.
In the beginning, honestly, I carried a monopod all the time. I can use it.
As a weapon.
Yeah.
Okay. But have you ever used it?
No.
Okay, thank God.
And even I didn't carry the bag. Camera, film, and monopod
I
is
see.
safer.
That's all you bring. You don't carry any bags.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Now, for you aspiring photographers, here's where Yoonki's story gets even more exciting. For 12 years, every single week, Yoonki kept coming back to the area. This is something he did not plan initially, but it became a routine in his life. It's just something that happened naturally to him.
It's like a routine. Like you go to the toilet every certain time, and going there is very pleasing. It's so happy.
How is that pleasing? How it makes you happy?
It's people and play with them. It's like visiting a family.
I see.
So I didn't force me to continue like this. It just happened. And it's like a postman. I think I'm like a postman. I take a picture of people one day, and next week I bring the print of same picture and deliver it.
Pass it on to them.
Yeah, like a postman.
Okay.
I delivered 1 week old things. Yeah, and they accept me like a community photographer, and I enjoy that. So I didn't mind to make some good-looking composition anymore. I just take a picture in the middle and a portrait for them to like. Not nice-looking composition and some storytelling, framing, something. As time goes, my portrait is getting more straight and straight.
Learning by experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, my purpose is to make their picture, not for someone else,
I see.
not for the exhibition or book project or nothing. My own purpose is to make a picture and give back, deliver them.
How did they react?
They love it. It's like a game, playing game together. It's enjoying. Actually, they do not mind much about the print. Just taking picture and posing, and you are photographer, I'm model, something like this, role play, and we enjoy that.
I see.
So even I do not bring the print, they don't mind. It's enjoy.
Just enjoy being taken.
Yeah.
Photos.
Yeah.
Okay.
But print is a kind of additional product for them, so they keep it. Yeah, we carry on like this. So I didn't mean so much to make something out of this. We just keep on going. And maybe I have no reason to stop it because it's it's good fun. It is a very good part of my life.
Okay.
so 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 that's why when C Junction asked me to do the show,
Uh-huh.
I don't need it because my portal was already complete and I'm happy. So why have to show it to someone else?
And in the end, Yoonki is quite happy with his friendship with the people of Khlong Toey area, especially 70 Rai area. He comes there every week taking photos of them just for the sake of friendship. It's no longer about the photos. This was why when some organizations or people approached him to exhibit his works, he was a bit reluctant at first.
Sometimes I'm scared the picture can be misread to make the stereotype of poor people even stronger. I hate that idea.
I see. So you don't want people to get the wrong interpretation
Yeah,
of
yeah.
poverty.
Yeah. That's why I didn't do the show for 9 years.
Okay. But what then made you change your mind and then, okay, I'll do the exhibition?
I don't know. It's just before people asked me, why don't you do the show? So I don't want to explain everything complicated. So I will wait until I fill up 10 years first, and then I will think about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so after 10 years, Yoonki then agreed to exhibit his works. So far, he has done a couple of exhibitions in Bangkok, including the recent one at Sea Junction or Bangkok Arts and Cultural Center. But he still has his worries from time to time. A Korean TV, for example, once wanted to do a story on his work as part of a series on Korean working and staying overseas. He turned them down and even
I closed my blog and didn't expose my pictures to Korea anymore.
Why?
Because I don't like it. These people is much more important than viewer or my fame or whatever.
Okay.
To keep them. If TV crew come and take a picture and the movie camera rolling and a couple of weeks later they give some money and go away. But I'm still there. They are still there. Sometimes money can crash the family, and I think it is. It can break some balance of their life.
Okay.
I don't like that one. So keep as it is best way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So guys, you can actually go to his Facebook page, Yoonki Kim, and view his works. It's all about people living in the slum areas of Khlong Toey, or known as the 70 Rai area, and in a way it became some kind of a biography, following lives of individuals living there, and the photos exhibited at Sea Junction, for example, shows the journey of different individuals in Khlong Toey. Now, one interesting photo at the exhibition which really stood out and grabbed my attention was a photograph series of a man called Khlong. He's a 40 years old man with Down syndrome and always photographed while posing in playful and funny manners, as he himself loves to be photographed. Khlong even came and was trusted to cut the ribbon at the opening ceremony of Yoonki's photo exhibition at Sea Junction. Now, Yoonki's photos of Khlong witnessed the journey of this man for 12 years, something that he did not plan at all.
When I meet him, I take a picture because he liked print. So I didn't plan this at all. But when I see my archive, there are so many pictures of him, and it all spread over 12 years. So I put it together to make a story.
Wow.
Yeah,
So you didn't plan that?
I never planned it. So I have more than 20 stories.
Even until now, Yoonki still visits Khlong and his friends at Khlong Toey regularly every week as usual. You can still find him strolling around the area carrying his 1972 Nikon FM2 or a classic 1953 Leica or his 1964 Rolleiflex medium format camera, film camera. Yeah, Yoonki has been shooting black and white film for the past 14 years. He even has his own dark room to process his own photos, which is quite a challenge for analog photographers because
To do the film photography, you have to have a steady amount of volume. For instance, you take 1 or 2 roll every week, then you have to keep on like that. Otherwise, you cannot buy the chemicals.
I see.
You have to trash it and buy again, something like that.
But I can go to a place to develop it.
Yeah, but it's troublesome.
It's troublesome.
Yeah. I think you have to control your process is important.
But here's one interesting opinion Yoonki has on mobile camera, something which is ubiquitous in our lives today.
That is, mobile phone is great camera. So when I travel and I use only iPhone.
You only use your iPhone.
Yeah,
Okay.
because camera is heavier.
Okay.
So and the picture is nice. It has GPS information. Camera cannot.
Cannot do that.
Yeah, cannot do that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
The mobile phone is great camera. Yeah.
And you've just listened to From Seoul to Khlong Toey, Story of a Photographer on Suarane podcast featuring my new friend Yoonki Kim. He's a photographer, a Korean who has called Bangkok home and the people of Khlong Toey his friends. And if you're interested to see Yoonki's photos, which I highly recommend, you can visit his Facebook page at facebook.com/yoonki.kim.16. That's YOONKI.KIM.16. Now, he's a friendly person, so do drop a comment on his Facebook page and don't forget to say Rane's podcast brought you here. And hopefully he can start working on his photo website too soon. So big thanks to my guest Yoonki Kim, and guys, if you're Indonesian, this episode is available in Bahasa Indonesia, so you can just visit my website at www.suarane.org. That's SUARANE.org, SUARANE.org. And if you have any comments about this episode or you would love to hear more English episodes from me, do drop me an email at suarane@gmail.com. That's SUARANE@gmail.com. Music used in this podcast is called Carpe Diem by the one and only Kevin MacLeod from incompetech.com. You can visit that website for cool royalty-free music, incompetech.com. And last but not least, this episode is made possible with the help of Ibu Lia Sciortino Sumariono, founder of C Junction. So guys, if you ever travel to Bangkok, take some time to visit C Junction. It's at level 4 of Bangkok Arts and Cultural Center. It's just opposite the famous Ma Bung Krong or MBK shopping center. They have cool programs, events, or even come to hang out and read as many interesting books as you can on Southeast Asia or ASEAN. So, thanks for downloading and listening to this podcast episodes. And if you're Indonesian, kalau lo orang Indonesia, my Indonesian podcast is available at Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Castbox, SoundCloud, and any other podcast app. Just search for the keyword Suarane, S-U-A-R-A-N-E, or as the Indonesian would spell it as S-U-A-R-A-N-E. From Bangkok, Thailand, Rane Hafid signing out. Kapun kap, terima kasih, thank you, and yes, kamsahamnida.